welcome back to the tube. Welcome back to another country. So we are in New Zealand today. So we flew to Auckland super late last night. We were in Australia for all of 3 days after getting back from the US before we were like, let's get the fuck out of here. So now we are here in Auckland, New Zealand because good friends of ours, Imogen and Christian, are doing the FMG show here. So Caitlin and I have ventured over with them to support, help, assist in any way necessary. Kind of gives me an interesting topic to talk on, like how to stay on plan when you're traveling. And a lot of people, like whenever they travel, they fall off the bandwagon or they slip up here or there. And really, it's not that difficult to continue to tick your boxes and accomplish your goals when you're traveling. So 3 priorities that you kind of need to focus on: getting your groceries, finding a reasonable gym, and making sure you've got coffee. Now, it's not too bad. In New Zealand, it's obviously pretty similar to what we've got back home in Australia. So it's not too difficult. Obviously, if you're traveling to different countries where a language barrier might be an issue, where different food sources might be an issue, then there's probably some things to overcome. But at the end of the day, anywhere you go, you can find chicken, beef, rice, pasta. Like, you can find all the staples. So you can really just go straight back to what you were doing when you were back home. You really don't have to overcomplicate it too much. So we got in probably about midnight local time last night. So we flew out of Gold Coast at about 7 p.m. So we got into New Zealand probably about midnight. And then by the time we got all our bags, got to the hotel, the Airbnb that we're staying at, it was probably like 2 a.m. And I was definitely due for another meal. So I did the unthinkable. And your boy went to McDonald's for the first time in a long time. So Caitlin's been craving a filet-o-fish. So we had to make sure we got Caitlin a filet-o-fish. But if anyone wants to know, I got a double quarter pounder, a double filet-o-fish, and a hot apple pie. It was a great time. You can't go to McDonald's and order and not get a hot apple pie to finish off with a sweet treat, you know what I mean? And then found our local Woolies this morning, so we had to go and pick up a bunch of groceries to make sure that everyone was sorted. Obviously, Imogen and Christian are in peak week, so they've got to be pretty specific and pretty pedantic with some of the food sources that they're choosing. So we did that, picked up all the staples that Caitlin and I need, just all your basic stuff, so things that we kind of eat on the daily. And then found a Starbucks. And apparently, my name is Max now, so you must refer to me as Max Power from now on. So today's agenda is prep some meals, do some client work, edit some YouTube content, train. We're going to train an upper session today, so we're going to find a nice, decent gym, local gym here in New Zealand. I think Christian's done some research and found us a gym locally, so we'll get a nice pump session in. We'll have a look over Christian. We'll do some posing work with Christian, I think, sort of see where he's at. He's looking pretty peeled and gnarly at the moment. Both him and Imogen both woke up with their best looks ever, so it's always a good sign when you can wake up after a night of travel and sleeping in a different bed and a disrupted routine and you're still looking the best ever. So that really goes to show that you're kind of ticking all the boxes and following the plan as best as possible. So we're gonna drink this coffee down, go do some cardio in the hotel gym. If you know what hotel gyms are like, you know what they're like. So we'll do some cardio in the hotel gym, then we'll make meal 1, and we'll probably venture off and find a gym somewhere and go from there. So that's it. We're in Auckland for a week, so we'll get some content here in Auckland. It's beautiful, actually. We'll show you the view. It's a bit nippy. It's definitely not Texas weather, but travel vlog 2.0, I guess. Let's fucking do it.
Come on.
Alright, so we're going full vlog mode today. So we're here at City Fitness, I think it's called. I might have just screwed that up, but I'm pretty sure it's called City Fitness. It's all of like 300 meters from our hotel, which is absolutely ideal. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I didn't have the highest hopes for gyms in Auckland, but I am pleasantly surprised. We've got some really nice pieces here. A lot of really nice plate-loaded Nautilus pieces, which we're going to be utilising today. So we have a full upper session, which means we do like a pull down, a row, a fly, a press, a buy, a try. So it's just a full upper body party pump. Now, with the volume sort of coming out of show, we kind of want like maximal recoverable volume without sort of overdoing it. Like understanding that our body is in a slightly more fragile position than we would be in like the middle of the off season as we kind of go through recovery phase, go through health phase, titrate food back up. We don't want to smash our body with too much volume. So we want to make sure we're getting enough intensity and enough recruitment in our working sets without just adding excess unnecessary fluff to our sort of sessions. So it's not going to be anything too over the top, kind of like maybe one top, one back off, or two top, one back off, depending on the movement. But we'll work our way up, use a few pieces, get some training clips, suss the pump, and see what happens from there. But I'm here for it. Let's go.
Come on.
Oh, okay. That's genuinely impressive. I'm genuinely impressed. Tell me a speak work without telling me a speak work.
How good?
How good?
No boys.
How many carbs are going in today, Christian?
930.
930 grams
So
of carbs.
5,000 calories.
Just a lazy day, yeah?
Very exciting.
Bingo bango. Back home from training, and as you can see, it's all happening in this household. Work flow, carb flow, gym flow, YouTube flow, it's all going down. So in my last YouTube video, I definitely spoke about, off-season balance and understanding that there's a reason why we're doing what we're doing, but doesn't mean that we can't have some flexibility in what we're doing. So definitely in my off-season, I definitely work on like a 80-20 rule. So post-workout, we do 100 grams of rice, 75 grams of beetroot, 250 grams of raw chicken breast. Obviously I cook it, but that's the raw weight of the chicken breast. A little bit of barbecue sauce. And then we do a little cinnamon scroll. Well, half of the cinnamon scroll. Whatever Caitlin left me, so probably more a third than a half, but get this meal down, get some work done. We might go explore Auckland a little bit, I think. Cheers. Final meal for the day.
Turn up that chicken titty.
And being bodybuilders means that we spend $100 at Woolworths to make it home what we could buy out for probably $30.
Honestly, the double quarter pounder I could have received for just the amount of that cherry tomato packet.
We bought cherry tomatoes for $10.
$10.
That's 2 double quarter pounders.
And $5 for one cucumber. Honestly,
New Zealand, get your shit together.
please.
But we're making homemade burgers. And by we, I mean Caitlin's making homemade burgers. And I turned the oven on, so
He did, and that actually saved me, so I'm pretty proud.
I'm basically an electrician. I'm excited for these homemade burgers.
This is my first, cooking anything food proper.
It is actually. I guess we'll see what the final product is once we're finished.
Sure.
Stay tuned.
Wow, I'm good at dumpling.
A dumpling. I like dumplings. Homemade burgers. Why am I shaking so much? I'm not even taking.
So on the menu today,
What do we got?
we have chips with a goat hack of tzatziki and barbecue sauce. You have a chicken burger with cheese, avocado, tzatziki, pineapple, cucumber, lettuce, and then a beef burger with onion, tomato, lettuce, cheese, barbecue sauce, I think. I can't remember. Chips kiss.
We're done. I don't have 2 hands, so you gotta do it. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one.